On this episode of Small Town Gen X.
Oh, so you just walked to places to do stuff. You just didn't walk around town.
Like we
literally walked around town for entertainment.
Yes,
It's a small town.
because there wasn't really anything else
Fremont
to do.
wasn't really a small town.
So you
went,
walked.
yeah,
You walked to places
We had
to
a
go.
purpose.
You did have a
Right,
purpose.
right, okay.
We did not.
we did not.
We didn't jog for fun.
No.
No, well, we
We
didn't
weren't
jog
jogging.
either.
Hello? Oh, do I have a story for you? Oh, do tell. So we're back for episode 2. I was going to say scene 2.
Scene cut.
Season 2, episode 2.
Yes,
And we have guests.
we do.
I don't know if they...
Would you
Tim was excited to come.
Oh,
Was Chuck excited?
I'm always excited. As am I.
Like I said to Tim, you're going to be on the podcast tomorrow. He was like, okay.
Cool. This is my podcasting debut.
yeah.
Cheers, mate.
So our significant others
Yes.
are in studio with us.
They are.
And they did not grow up in Wahoo.
They did not.
Thank the Lord.
But they didn't grow up too far away from Wahoo.
They did, yeah, they did not.
Hold up. Thank the Lord. You live here by choice now. That's all I'm saying. Well, there's some, choice.
Is there other air quotes? Choice.
He loves it.
He loves Wahoo.
He does.
Lana, you didn't want to move to Fremont?
No.
No, we tried.
we
that.
tried that
And
once.
say you did live in Fremont
We
for
did.
a little bit.
For a couple
You
months.
didn't try living in Valley, perhaps?
No.
No.
Nope.
Something about the water here.
Must have been. We could have went to Omaha, I guess, but
Yeah.
decided
Small town living.
It was small town living,
Yeah.
She loves Wahoo.
and my niece was a nephew. We're pretty young anyway, so
Yeah.
I was like,
It's just so it's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sports, all that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And your parents and your grandparents at the
right.
time were
yeah.
a little bit.
Right.
So then you made Chuck's girls have
Yeah.
to.
They had to drive. Well,
But then they got a
But
little hometown,
Right.
like small town
Right.
living,
And then
the
big
big
city.
city of Omaha
that's
living.
right. That's right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they liked it.
Yeah.
Would they have ever wanted to move to Wahoo? Like, would they have ever wanted to live and go to school in a small school?
No, not go to school, but at one time drive back and forth so they could go to a big school and do all their activities because that's
That
you
was
know
a
they're
big issue.
yeah
Yeah.
They had
Well-
a lot more opportunities in Omaha.
Yeah.
versus
Like, there was no
Wahoo.
swim team.
right.
Right.
There's no
Orchestra.
orchestra. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see that.
That
And
makes sense.
soccer. Like, didn't
Soccer,
someone play
yep.
soccer?
Yes.
Soccer's huge in Omaha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Does Wahoo even?
No.
I think just for little
just
kids.
the little kids.
Like
yeah.
rec.
right.
No
Civic
high
center.
school.
No.
I think
Nope.
if you're good enough, you could go and do those teams in probably
Right.
Lincoln or Omaha.
Yeah, the selector or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I played club level ball at the West Omaha Soccer Club. It's basically like the YMCA plus. So
YMCA plus.
yeah, it's nuts.
It's like
Nothing
it's
wrong
like
with that.
the
There's
Holiday
no
Inn
travel in
Express.
Got you out of the house. It did get me out of the house. I
Versus
needed
the
some of that
Holiday
too.
Right. Free breakfast at the Holiday Inn Express.
Oh yeah, and it's good for your breakfast.
There was no free breakfast with the
At the
West
Y-
Omaha Soccer Club.
Oh, there wasn't. Did you do anything at the YMCA in Fremont?
Oh yeah.
Yes, back in the grade school, they always had after school playtime.
I don't know what it was called back then, but they'd bring a bus to the schools and pick you up,
Oh,
take you to
that's
the
cool.
Y. Then we'd hang out for an hour and a half. It's like an after-school daycare, basically.
right, like
Right,
a
yeah.
after-school program.
Keep you off the streets, you know.
Yeah, those mean
Those mean
streets,
streets
of
of
Fremont.
Fremont.
I mean, I was born in Fremont, so I feel like I contributed to that for the month I lived there. So
There you go.
So then, would your parents then pick you up at the Y, or would you get bused back to the school and then parents would pick you up? I don't know why I want to know this question, but I do.
I mean,
Oh, they usually took you back to school.
Okay.
And then I usually walked home or
Walk.
rode my bike home.
Your boat.
Yeah, boat.
Sometimes it'd rain.
I mean,
Row down the street.
there was a few years back when Fremont did flood. So
Yeah.
That's right.
those kids, when they went to the Y, they
They
had to
probably
take
got
their
on their
home.
boat. Yeah.
Yeah. Had to row home. So we were kind of, before we hit record, we were kind of talking about like what if any differences are there or were there living in the 80s, 90s, Wahoo, small town versus a bigger city. How many people were in Fremont at that time? Do you know, Chuck?
Oh, yeah. It was around like 23,000.
Okay, so yeah, I mean that is because probably back then, because we're at almost 5,000
Yeah, we're
now.
probably
Three to four, yeah, like in
high
between.
three. Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah,
I don't remember what the David Letterman shirt said, but it did have the population.
Oh, that's right. It
Then
did.
plus one him.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and I didn't really. A lot of that stuff I didn't really care about
Right.
back then that I do now.
no.
Okay, and then how many people lived in Omaha back then? Do you know?
The sign said 385,000 as you entered Omaha on West Maple Road.
Okay.
Elkhorn was not yet part of Omaha then.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
back then, West Maple Road was a 2-lane blacktop flanked on both sides by corn, and there was a trailer park right after Tranquility Park. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's still there or not, but
I think it is.
I think there's.
Isn't there? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
it's just past that Target.
Target. Yep.
oh, okay,
Yep.
okay, yeah, that would be where
Oh.
it is.
Yep.
So I lived in that area about a mile south, but yeah, we would go down the hill from where we lived and then start walking west, and then there was one street we could walk, and when we first moved there was a bunch of new construction, but if you took a left turn walking through one of the construction sites, it was corn. So you go find a little farmer's like tractor path and go wander around in there. So then the next year all of that was plowed under and they built a golf course.
Oh.
So
The,
basically, you kind of did live on the out in the country.
For a very,
Yeah.
very short
You're surrounded by corn.
You're back
for
corn,
a short
yeah.
time, yes. They plowed that under, and that is now Eagle Run neighborhood.
Okay.
Okay.
But where I lived was, it's called Park West. So,
That sounds fancy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Park
sounds
West.
fancy, but I mean, come on now. It's West Omaha houses, ticky-tacky, all made out of, I don't remember how the song goes. Little boxes on the hillside. I don't remember how the song goes.
I don't
And they're all made out of ticky-tacky.
I don't know what you're talking
know.
about.
No, okay. It was a theme song to the TV show Weeds, but
Oh, I never watched
never
it.
watched that.
I didn't either.
But,
I always tell him like this is reminding me because and there was a show we were watching and it was kind of a creepy show and they were using that Tiny Tim
Oh,
song.
Tiptoe
Toe
through
through
the
tulips.
tulips.
And I was like, we saw him
at the
at the state fair. Yes, and we didn't even know who he was,
No.
but we had so much fun and we got
Yeah.
his autograph.
Autograph. I don't know where that is.
I don't either. I thought about that when that was playing. I was like, where is that?
Yeah.
Because I remember we were like, we kept singing that. Cho. So, okay. So some things that we did growing up walking, or we did walk. Well, Launa doesn't remember if you
remember.
listen to another podcast. Walked the streets of Wahoo.
Yeah.
Is that something you did in Fremont?
Oh, yeah. All
You
the
did
time.
walk?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
So, we'd have Hinky Dinky,
Yeah.
Okay.
WC Franks would be right next door.
oh, you had a W.C. Franks out there?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So you would walk to like the store?
Well, like the store would have Super Mario Brothers arcade game.
Oh, so you just walked to places to do stuff.
Well,
You just
or
didn't
ride our
walk
bike.
around town.
Like we
Like
literally
we literally walked around town for entertainment.
Well, it's
yes,
a small town.
because there wasn't really anything
Right.
else
Fremont
to
wasn't
do.
really a small town.
Well, we're
So
just
you-
at-
you
went,
walked-
yeah.
You walked to places
We had
to
a
go.
purpose
You
when
did
we
have a
Right,
purpose.
right, okay.
We did not.
We did not.
Yes, we didn't jog for fun.
No.
No, well, we
We
didn't
weren't
jog
jogging.
either.
So did you walk the streets of Omaha, or did you walk the streets to get to a place like Chuck?
Omaha was pretty spread out where we lived, so we would hop on bikes and go do stuff.
Okay.
We would. There were places we wouldn't bike to because you'd have to cross like interstate, like you'd cross 680 to go to do the real fun stuff. We didn't. We didn't
yeah.
do that. We would bike to. I cannot remember the name of the shopping center, but that's where the Dollar Theater was, and there was a W.C. Frank's in that area and
that
stuff.
Dollar Theater. Yeah, I remember
so
that.
We'd go watch second run movies there. And then when we all got driver's licenses, we would have fun that way, and then our world expanded.
You could go over to the
We could
interstate.
Yeah.
in fact, we could drive on the
Yeah.
interstate and really go places. Let's go to the old market.
I can't even imagine driving on the interstate at 16. Like we drove to Lincoln or Omaha,
Right.
and maybe Fremont. I don't remember going to Fremont. Like I feel like we always went to Omaha.
We always went to or Lincoln.
Or Lincoln,
yeah.
to, like, go to
Fremont.
movies.
Fremont. Rarely we went.
Yeah. And maybe it was just because we knew there was a mall with the
Right.
Because
Well,
the mall did the mall when you were growing up, did it have a movie theater in it?
No,
Okay.
it was just that Cinema 3, which was by
Connected to Alco or
Alco.
whatever, wasn't it?
Oh, that's
Yes.
right.
And Santa Ana's.
Santa Ana's, yeah.
And the
Shout out.
insurance place.
Did you guys go to the movies a lot growing up? Because
Oh,
like
yeah.
we would go to
Oh,
Omaha all
yeah.
the time just to go to the movies.
Yeah, Saturday matinee, Sunday matinee. It was only like, I think 50 cents for a matinee movie.
Yeah, at the Dollar. If you go to the Dollar Theater in the early afternoon, yeah, totally.
Oh.
A lot of
We-
Godzilla movies.
Yes.
So
No.
stupid movies.
Yeah. That's why they had them on Saturday afternoons.
cents.
Yeah.
You got to they weren't selling the seats for 50
In the
cents.
afternoon and 50 cents.
Yeah.
Afternoon, 50 cents. Get you a $6 bag of popcorn because that's where they made their real money.
We also had a roller rink in Fremont there.
Oh,
So when I
yeah?
was like in 5th grade, 6th grade,
Okay.
that's where a lot of kids would go.
And was it just a standalone rink?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, they had arcade games, in the back and stuff by the
Oh, okay.
little food court.
Gotcha.
yeah.
Oh, food court.
Food court.
Yeah,
didn't
so
have
it
a
was very
food court.
nice.
No.
We had a bowling alley up.
I guess it had food.
Yeah, it had food. I think didn't they even make food? Was there a kitchen or I don't know.
Remember. Maybe that's how the fire started.
Maybe.
I don't remember. I just remember it burned down. I don't remember how it burned down. But it didn't actually really burn
Down. It just burnt
burned
inside.
Yeah.
I believe the building is still standing.
Yes, it is a church now.
Yes.
So yeah, it's still there.
Is it the Church of the Holy Rollers? But
That would be good.
That would be a good one.
We should let them know, like, you need to change your name.
to the Church of the Holy Rollers. You got to pay homage to your past.
Right.
It helps you look forward to the future.
So did you guys do prank calling?
Uh,
We loved to prank call.
I did not.
You didn't? I wonder if was more a girl thing.
Maybe.
I would probably say yes on that.
Okay.
I mean, I did a couple of times. Like,
Or girl
I
adjacent.
spoke too soon.
no, I had done some prank calling, and the irony is that I had worked. I had later worked at a call center and was the recipient of prank calls too. I mean, that's what you do when you're in West Omaha. You work in a call center, so
Oh.
people would call up and say, like, we handled overflow calls for comic relief, and of course everybody thinks they're a comedian because they're watching the comedians on cable TV, and they're calling up and saying, hey man, I just want to donate my food to the homeless people, and you're like, I can give you an address. It's a P.O. box, and it's in California, and I would give them this, and they said, dude, I cannot send my food to California. And why can't we send the food to California? Dude, there's going to be an earthquake and my food is going to get lost and those homeless people aren't going to get it. And I don't know, man. And then they would slam the phone down.
Oh.
And yeah, it was
Was that a prank?
that was a prank. It was a bad one, but it was a prank.
That was
My
a-
food's gonna get lost.
Yeah.
The food's going to get lost. I can't do it, man. We would also have crazy people calling us too. It was there was a guy who kept calling us to tell us that we handled calls for automakers, and no automaker is perfect. And these people would call us and say, "Do you support blah 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 because their cars catch fire? Did you know that?"
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't care. It's a paycheck, man. This is a call center job. I am paid to take your abuse, apparently. And the supervisors, though, they were on a mission. They were going to catch this guy.
Oh.
So we'd have to keep him on the line.
Oh.
And we'd have to keep
Like
saying
the police.
yes. Yeah. So I'm like, I really don't want to be doing this today, but I guess that's what I'm doing. So, yeah. That
Star
was-
69.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever catch him?
Apparently we did, and there was like pizza involved. I thought that was kind of cool, I guess. So
Oh, you got like a pizza party for catching the.
that pizza party for catching the crazy guy who wouldn't shut up about the Fiero.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
I'm like, you have nothing. Apparently he was a homeless guy who like made every single call from the same payphone.
Oh.
Oh, it was just bizarre.
So.
Like the Unabomber.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he did. That just made me think of that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why.
I don't know that this guy was in Montana or not, but he might have
and,
been.
and I was all like, yeah.
I know,
I got very
right?
excited
I
about
know.
that.
I just, made me think of it.
Yeah. Did he make prank calls?
I don't know.
Did he call you, Lana?
No,
did you
he
get a
did
pizza
not.
party for
No, we did not.
You didn't get a pizza party
No.
for catching the Unabomber?
No, I did not. No Unabomber here.
We got some fact checkers here.
Oh, fact check.
Fact.
I
Fact.
thought you said
I thought you said
fat.
fat.
I was like, yeah,
man,
I got right there.
I'm living a little large here, Chuck. What are you saying?
It's all good. It's the holidays.
It's my holiday weight.
Well, I mean, for the last like 12 holidays, yes, it's my holiday weight. It never comes off.
No.
It's just accumulate more.
Oh,
That's what happens when you get to middle age.
Yes.
yes. So did you said that you did some prank calls.
yeah,
Is there
okay.
anything do you want to share them, or are you embarrassed?
I'm really embarrassed, but the whole thing with me like starting to prank call, I did the whole, is your refrigerator running? You better go catch it thing when I was like 8 because I thought it was funny. I saw it happen on a TV show and decided I was going to try doing that myself. And of course, you don't get the reaction that they get on the TV show. All you hear is, "Oh God damn it!" Click. And then, but I had heard a coworker of mine at the call center introduced me to the Jerky Boys.
Oh.
And I had never laughed so hard in my life. Every so often, when I'm feeling a little down in the dumps, I will fire up an old Jerky Boys stream. I'll say, "Hey, smart speaker, play some Jerky Boys." And I would laugh for a little bit. I actually
Just
tried,
for a little bit.
I tried calling places in the newspaper about a job. And I couldn't do it. I just would start laughing to myself, and I could feel my voice starting to break, and I would just hang up Mom and Dad's phone on the wall and then bust out laughing about what was possibly going to happen.
So could you get any words out?
No.
So they would answer and you would just hang up.
I would hang up. I would get a couple words. Yeah, I'm calling about the job. And then my face would like contort, like hold back the laughter, and I couldn't do it. I
You
attempted.
cracked under pressure.
Oh man, this is why I don't.
Lana and I
entertain
never
people.
did.
No,
We
never,
were pros.
ever.
Oh my gosh. And you never did prank call.
I sure did not.
Did you get
I
prank?
respected the telephone usage.
Yeah, did you ever get
Did you get prank calls?
I probably did. I seemed like Sweet 98, they used to call people
Oh
and
yeah.
say, "Hey, what's blah, blah, blah," You're supposed to repeat it, and you're supposed to win something. Well, I got that call, and I thought it was someone messing with me. So I told them Z92 was my favorite station. And the guy was just like, okay, I'll let you go then.
He didn't say, what was his name? Hot Scott. You're my favorite on Sweet 98.
I never fell for that one.
Oh.
So when they called you, were they live when they called? Like, were you live saying Z92 is my favorite? And then him,
I don't know because
I'm wondering.
Because you didn't listen to Sweet 98.
because you didn't. That's true.
Ever?
That's true.
Like when you were younger, you didn't listen to Sweet
Well, I
98?
may have.
I mean,
I grew up in a hippie home, you know. It was,
yeah.
a lot of Z92,
same.
Boston, stuff
Yeah.
like that, you know.
Boston, Zeppelin, Aerosmith.
That's
My
how it was.
parents-
Records. We had
Well,
the giant
yeah, we had
records.
Record
records,
player.
too.
Yes.
My parents had a record
My
player,
parents
but
did too.
my dad would go and buy tapes and make tapes, and he goes, "Oh, you leave those records alone. Those
You can have the tapes.
That's the master copy. We are going to make one copy of this, and we're going to listen to the tapes. I'll make a separate tape to go in the car."
we did have a lot of 8-track tapes too. Later
Holy
on.
cow!
Oh.
That is
That's
how you know you're in a hippie
That's
home.
how you know
Yes.
you're in a hippie home.
I feel like we had 8 tracks too. I feel like our entertainment center, I guess you
Yeah.
call it. I don't know.
we had a big
it had
stereo.
yeah,
and it
like
had
a
Oh,
it
yeah.
had all the
yep,
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, because I remember I don't know how old it was at this point, but it would like shock you.
Oh,
Like we had to get rid of it because it would literally like if you touched it,
you
it would,
touched it. Oh, I think I remember.
and
Ours
it would
did
like
too.
shock you. I mean, and it
we
wasn't
had
just like
buttons.
a
Right.
I rubbed my
Feet
feet on
on the
the
yeah.
carpet and got a little shock. It was like I'm gonna
Yeah.
fall back 10 feet.
That happened. It wasn't the stereo that did that. It was my parents' like couch.
Oh, gee.
Well, we had relatives coming over, right? And Mom was like, "Why don't you unfold the hide bed out of the couch?" And it was the middle of winter, and my brother and I moved it, and so we could unfold it. We'd have enough room. And I went ahead and grabbed that thing, and it shocked me to the point where I fell back, and my mom comes in, "What happened?" I don't know. I'm like 14 years old laying on the ground like, oh my gosh, and imagining my hair like standing up on end. I don't know if it was or not. But yeah, it was kind of a shock because she heard the crack. Well, no pun intended. Whoops. But yeah, I fell back and just kind of sitting there like, whoops. I ended up finishing the job. It was fine, but it was moving it around and everything like that. But back to stereos. I listened to some Sweet 98 because there was they would play hip hop on Sweet 98. And some of that hip hop had deep bass, and Mom and Dad had a big stereo. And I got into a lot of trouble one day when Mom came home and caught me listening to Beastie Boys on the stereo. And just as she walked in, a picture fell off the wall.
Because you had it so
So
loud.
loud.
Brass monkey every
yeah.
single time.
Yeah, so I feel like Sweet 98 was like a well-rounded
Yeah.
channel.
When I was younger, that's all I listened to.
I think that's all I listened to.
Sweet
Too.
98 was
Until
great.
then, there was a couple years where all I listened to was country.
Yeah.
I kind of went into a country. thing.
Yes.
That was more high school.
That was more high school, I think. Like,
I'm sorry, Kate.
Yeah.
Lana
I
listened
did too.
So we all went to concerts.
Yeah.
I've forgiven her for that.
I will say,
You've forgiven her.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll look past this. I still love you.
I will say
Correct.
that I do like a good Garth Brooks song, but as a whole, I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, and I feel like now I don't really listen to like today's
No, I don't
country,
either.
but
I
anytime
don't-
like there's like what we would have listened to.
I'll listen to it.
I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about hip hop actually, because when I was a kid, it'd be Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. This is great, and now I'm like, what did I just listen to? Like my kids presented me with Post Malone, White Iverson, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'll give it a listen, and I'm like, this dude sounds like a whale when he's rapping.
But you kind of now you do some of his stuff you like, and
Some of his stuff I do. And he's diversified himself. But that first song, I was like, dude, what is this? I can't.
well, what's funny is like when you listen to him and then you see him.
Right.
Like when you're listening to him and you're thinking like You know how sometimes you picture who that person looks like? That is not what I
No.
was picturing. But do you want to know who he does like to listen to in his car by himself? Really loud?
The Carpenters.
No.
No. He's a little bit of a Swiftie.
You know what?
Oh,
hold
no.
on. Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
Like, I laugh so hard. He'll come rolling up, and I'm like, I can hear it.
So, Subwoofer Go Burr and Vigilante Shit by Taylor Swift will make Subwoofer go burr. The whole car shakes. Y'all Gen Xers, you know what I'm talking about. You want the car to shake. You want to hear that. You want to feel that in your back, in your backside, and in your head, deep in your skull.
Yes,
and
but not Taylor Swift.
I'm sorry.
I like Taylor Swift.
That
but
song delivers.
I don't know why. Like, the past few years, I like her.
I like maybe 2 songs of hers, and then I
Well, same.
can't.
Can't do it.
Look at her.
Back in the 80s, it'd pull out the old Clarion pull-out stereo.
I had a Pioneer,
And,
but yeah.
Tetratronic and
Technotronic.
Up the jam.
I do know Technotronic.
Technotronic. Chuck, who was your favorite? Like, I know you did not listen to Sweet 98, but who would say your favorite artist back then?
It was hands down Run DMC.
Oh?
For a split second, I thought you were going to say Hanson. That would be like,
Oh, no.
When you said hands down, did you hear like hand?
I mean, I like
Bop. I was like,
Poison
you
too.
you don't listen to Sweet 98,
Yeah,
but you
but you listen to
love
Hanson.
Bop.
that was a great thing about Sweet 98, though, because they would
Wow.
play something for everybody. I mean,
They did. They were like I said,
Yeah.
they were well rounded.
They would play, Joe Diffie. They would play Garth Brooks. They would play Run DMC. They would play Cypress Hill. I was shocked one day. I turned it on, and I'm like, are you really playing Insane in the Brain right now? Okay. I can handle this. It's the radio edit version, which is hilarious to listen to because it's like these guys don't know how to not swear, but
Right.
You know that they didn't play these people on the radio, so how did we ever know about, or maybe they did play them and they bleeped them, like Two Live Crew. How did we know about them?
MTV.
I was gonna say they
What was
didn't
it,
play
That was-
Two
they didn't-
Live Crew on
Because
the
I
radio,
remember,
did they?
I found them by walking through Walmart and seeing that case cover. And I was like, oh, there's a big parental sticker on this CD.
Oh,
Yes.
and
I
that
gotta
caught your
check
eye.
this out.
Yeah.
And there's 4 women wearing bikini bottoms. Now, granted, the picture cuts them off, so we don't know if they're wearing bikini tops or not. But across the thing, and it says Two Live Crew, as nasty as they want to be. And that was a fun one, too. That one also makes Subwoofer go burr.
Oh, yeah.
I may have listened to that the other day.
After he listened to Taylor.
Well, sometimes you're like, is this subwoofer even working? Okay, Two Live Crew, good. Okay, good. Taylor Swift, perfect. All right, go back to listening to Van Halen.
You can
Oh,
only do
yeah,
that
Van
kind of
Halen, I
stuff
could
without
listen.
the dog. Oh, you can listen. Yeah,
I
you
like
like
Van
Van Halen.
Halen. Yeah.
Where was everybody's first concerts? Have we talked about that? We haven't talked about
I think
that.
so. Mine was Rick Springfield back in the. I don't know how old I was. It was at the state fair.
Oh, okay. I was
My
wondering what-
sister wanted to see him. I wasn't very old.
Oh, okay. So do you remember it?
I remember little bits of it.
Oh, okay.
Little bits of it.
Okay.
But not, no.
Not like. So then,
No.
who was your second concert in the sense of like you wanted
that
to see?
I wanted to see? Jeez, I don't even know.
Would have been one of those.
Yeah, get back to me.
Yes.
Go ahead.
What about you, Chuck?
It was Run DMC and DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh
Oh,
Fresh
man.
Prince.
You saw the
You
Fresh
saw the-
Prince?
I did.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I saw him.
Smack anybody?
I wouldn't want to see.
Yeah,
Was that in
Fresh
Omaha?
Prince.
That was in Omaha at the Civic.
nice.
Oh, the
Been to a couple
Civic.
shows at the Civic, but that wasn't my first concert.
What was your first concert?
My first concert was in Seattle, Washington, actually, at the Washington State Fair. I don't remember much of the concert. I remember going there. We lived in Bremerton. My dad was still in the Navy at the time, and we took a ferry boat ride from Bremerton into Seattle, and that was the coolest thing ever. I was like, yes. We all piled in my dad's buddy's Chevelle, and we went to a concert. I don't remember who all was performing there except Steppenwolf, because when Steppenwolf hit the stage, everybody was cheering, hooting, and hollering, and I had no idea who Steppenwolf
they
even
were.
was. And
So
then
it was kind of like a festival.
it was a festival, yeah. There were 3 bands and a comedian, and I just remember everybody booing the comedian a few times, and I didn't know why, because I'm like 7 or 8 years old. So
Do you remember who the comedian was?
nope.
Oh.
Be a lot
It'd be
cooler if I did.
interesting if it was like somebody
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was famous.
Famous.
It'd be hilarious if it was like Jerry Seinfeld and everybody's booing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the
You-
deal with
you
this
like
rock
Jerry
music?
Yeah, I like Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
We just watched Seinfeld last night. About what, 4 episodes?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Commercials and all.
Yeah.
Commercials and all. So you watched it like you were watching it back then
Yeah. That's right.
Blast from the past.
with commercials.
right.
Were they vintage commercials from like 1990? Did you?
Or today's.
No, they were
talking
too
about
Or
like
TV land commercials.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
is that
that's
what it
right.
was? Oh.
Oh, yeah, that would be a TV Land type of show now, which is
Right.
crazy to be like that's on TV Land because it's always usually was the older
yeah.
shows, and it's like, oh yeah, it's old. We're old.
Yeah, I was like, why are we not watching this on Netflix?
All right.
Is it on Netflix? Like, is
I know it used to be.
It
It
was
was
it?
for a while,
I
yeah.
think we blew through all seasons.
Right. Well, most of them, yeah.
One-
One winter.
Winter. Yeah.
Yeah. Not this one.
Not
but
this
one,
one, but one.
Well, my first concert was Whitney Houston.
I'm
And
kinda
Sue,
jealous.
yeah, Sue like won Cousin of the Year by getting,
That would have
Us
been,
tickets.
yeah, that would have been a good one.
yeah.
Perfect.
And I feel like I don't know, it wasn't like probably like a scalper type deal. Because
Oh.
I remember being up at Aunt Peg's and her being on the phone
Yeah.
about it. Or maybe she did call, like back then, you wouldn't have got him on the
No, online, right?
So maybe she did call Ticketmaster or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember, because I remember she had to get pretty like close seats, like they were pretty expensive.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, well, you better enjoy this.
Nope. I'm sure you did.
I did. I remember enjoying it. I was only like 7, so I don't really remember that much about it.
Right.
But it was when she was it was like the height of her career,
Yeah.
I guess, back then. And I got a shirt that will fit like my leg now, but but I still have it. It's
But you
like
still have it, yeah.
it's one of those things like,
Yeah.
packed away. It's
Yep.
like, oh, I can't get
I'm
rid
not
of.
going to get rid of it. But
Yeah.
I'll never wear it.
Yes. And I had like one of those big books. You know, like
Oh,
at concerts, you would get those
yes.
big books. I had
Yes.
one of those.
I think we had a Rick Springfield one.
book. I wonder if they do that kind of stuff now at concerts. Like, I know they sell like T-shirts.
I don't
and,
know about books.
Like if they do a book. I don't even remember what. I know her like photos were in.
pictures
That's what I
probably,
looked
and
at.
yeah.
Like a photo shoot of hers.
Yeah.
So we are gonna have you guys come back for our season 2, episode 3 episode, and we're going to talk a little bit about
Movies.
yeah. Let's talk about our favorite movies. We got into a little bit of music. Got to talk about some favorite 80s and 90s movies.
That sounds like fun.
That it does.
I was
So
going
you
to say
guys-
Chuck loves movies, so.
All right.
I've watched a few.
So you'll stick around.
A movie or two here, there, everywhere.
Yeah, we were thinking about that. We were like, okay, movies. What are we going to talk about? And then now you just go blank about stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know. What movies did I watch?
Yeah, what movies what were out there? Wait, when was this?
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us,
Yeah.
Tim and
Yeah.
Chuck.
Yeah,
This was
thank
wonderful.
you.
And we'll not see you. Well, we will see you.
Yeah, we will
and
see
the
you.
listeners will listen to you next time.
Next time.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Small Town Gen X. If you're loving what you're hearing, please join us over on Facebook at Small Town Gen X, and also leave a review on the platform that you listen to.